Namaskara and welcome to Ramayana, the Universal Compass. Today we delve into the 40th chapter of the Ayodhya Kanda, the Pradakshina as cosmic center. Before stepping out of the palaces toward the dark, untamed wilderness, Rama, Lakshmana and Sita approach Emperor Dasharatha, Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. Holding their palms together in Kritanjali, they solemnly revolve around Dasharatha thrice in reverential salutation, Pradakshina. In the traditional worldview, Pradakshina is an alignment with the cosmic center. As the Sadachara Smruti reminds us, circumambulating the venerable is an acknowledgement that the source of moral order and spiritual gravity rests at the center of one's duty. By placing Dasharatha and Kausalya at the center of their final domestic rotation, Rama and his companions establish a stationary axis of righteousness, even as their own lives are violently uprooted. This echoes a striking universal parallel found in classical Western thought, specifically the Greek reverential Hestia, the hearth goddess who represents the immovable center of the household and the state. In ancient civic and domestic rites, every departure and every foundational journey began and ended by anchoring oneself to the sacred hearth. Yet, when that physical center, the Sharatha, collapses like an uprooted tree, the moment the chariot moves away, the entire architecture of the kingdom trembles. It is precisely here that W.B. Yeats's immortal lines from the second coming pierce the silence. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. In Ayodhya, the literal central and emotional gravity is cast out, and the ceremony of civic innocence is instantly drowned in a blood-dimmed tide of public grief and weeping multitudes. Sumitra's counsel, inseparable realities. On the part of Sumitra, she imparts extraordinary wisdom to her son Lakshmana. Her counsel lifts the narrative from a domestic instance into the realm of profound metaphysics. As noted in Sri Vadiraja's Yukti Mallika and Madhvacharya's theological expositions, the divine attendants of Vishnu, such as Shesha, Garuda, Shankha, and Chakra, are not separate entities but integral, inseparable manifestations of the Supreme Lord. Sumitra reminds Lakshmana of his eternal identity. Ramam Dasharatham Viddhi, Mam Viddhi Janakatmajam, Ayodhyam Atavim Viddhi Gachatata Yatha Sukham. Consider Rama as Dasharatha, know Janaka's daughter Sita as myself, and recognize the forest itself as Ayodhya. Here, Sumitra performs an act of supreme psychological and spiritual remapping. She dismantles the geographical boundaries of exile. If Rama is Vishnu and Sita is Lakshmi, then wherever they abide naturally becomes Vaikuntha. The forest is no longer merely a place of deprivation or shadowed terror. As we look ahead of the dark wilderness awaiting them, we might recall Robert Frost's famous meditation on the edge of the world. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. This also echoes the wise counsel found in Hitopadesha, which teaches that a wise individual does not measure their well-being by external geography or material luxury, but by the firmness of their moral alignment and the nobility of their company. Lakshmana's exile is thus reframed. It is not a banishment, but the active living fulfillment of his cosmic duty alongside the divine. As the chariot speeds away, driven by Sumitra, the entire city of Ayodhya breaks into a lamentation that defies hierarchy. The text notes that subjects, young and old, ran behind the chariot like thirsty travelers chasing a mirage. Some hung on to the sides of the vehicle, others cried out in despair, asking Sumantra to slow down so they might gaze just once upon Rama's face, a countenance that would soon be hidden from their tear-blinded eyes of the gathering distance. As listeners of the Soul Manthan, we are left with a lingering truth from this 40th chapter. The journey into the forest of Ayodhya Kanda is not merely a historical or mythological recounting. It is an exploration of how human beings navigate the darkest intersections of duty, love, and separation. The chariot leaves behind a cloud of dust mixed with the tears of a whole nation, but it carries forward an unbroken lineage of dharma that transcends palaces, forests, and time itself. Thank you. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.